How did it come to be?
First of all, I want to thank all my New York OG hip hoppers in the house. Without y'all, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have did this movie, you know. So salute, thanks for showing up. You know what I mean? And the project has been a lifelong dream of mine. You know, ever since we started producing. I started in '95 with Friday, and I've been working, steadily hoping to get to a point where we can tell our own story and do it so well. So when the project started to pick up momentum about 4 or 5 years ago, Gary blessed us with his presence, by saying he'd do the project. Now, it's only a few people that could tell this story. The only reason that I'm so thankful that Gary is the one, because he knows the story. He was there. I didn't have to teach him who NWA is and what they mean to the world. So I just feel good. I'm blessed. These guys did an excellent job. I was like, damn, I was tripping because I was like, fuck, man, that's not us. Wait a minute, those are actors, you know what I mean? So they would take me out and I would zone out, and after watching some of these performances, I had to pull out our picture and look at it and make sure we didn't morph into the screen. So it was just a beautiful job.
I am sure that a lot of us at some point or another was so confused watching your son, O'Shea. Yes. Let me ask you, O'Shea, how difficult was it for you to sort of morph into your pop, or was that easy for you?
The only thing easy about this whole movie is my man Jason Mitchell right here. But it was all in the prep work. Prep work, Gary and my father, they put me through the ringer. Universal Studios ain't about to just give a part over to some nepotism, just because of who my father is and he's a producer on the film. I went through 2 years of auditioning before I could even get to the screen test with 2 other Cubes and 3 other Dres, and then Universal had to pick the man for the job. But how y'all think I did?
Yes?
Yes. I saw it.
You stepped right into this part, and I love it. Had so much heart, just all together. The project had so many emotional twists and turns and laughs, and what it did for me, being out here on the East Coast and hearing of NWA, it humanized everything, and it showed that even though you address these like hard topics, like when we heard "fuck the police" on the East Coast, we were like, oh my God, what have they done? But to see you all laughing and having a good time and connecting with one another, how was it for you slipping into Eazy-E's character?
Actually, I gotta give that art to my man Mc Gary Gray right here, because don't get me wrong, it was hard. It was tough. It was blood, sweat, tears, a lot of vomit. We had a whole boot camp before it. We had to put on weight. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, so I had to drop a whole accent. Thank you. I had to drop a whole accent. I had a lot of steps to take.
Wait, give us a couple of lines with some West Coast flavor.
Hey, homie, it ain't nothing to turn it on now. So, yeah, I had to take, a lot of steps, but I had to stay focused in the midst of all that, because what you see on camera, that essence, is something real, and we searched the whole campground for that something real, and once we had it, it was that gold that we just traveled with through the whole film.
How long did the film take in its entirety to produce? Well, I shouldn't say produce, film.
Yeah, it took a couple months to film, but I just want to step back to this for these guys just for a second. But Jason, I don't want to minimize what he did, because it was quite a feat. This guy comes from New Orleans, and to actually step into LA culture in LA 80s and Eazy-E was really tough.
You can tune into them tears, huh? You are emotionally connected. You seem to be the ground that helped to keep all of the pieces together in the group. I mean, at least the character does. How was that for you actually being that actor?
Wow, those are huge words. I appreciate it. I mean, literally it was, we had to go on this one. We had to go there, you know?
Come on, tell me your background, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I live here in New York. I went to school here. I'm not from here. I'm from DC, but I that's what's up. I went to Juilliard for acting, and then I graduated.
You graduated from Juilliard. Come on, man.
Yeah, I ain't get cut. But you know, it was a huge transition because right before that we were doing shooting this film. I was working on Shakespeare on Broadway, and so it was like, go play Dr. Dre, and I'm like, oh, you know, like it was hard for me because everybody kept saying, yeah, this is the project to go in on, and I'm like, I know, I just don't think I can do it because first of all, I don't look like Dre, don't sound like Dre, don't act like Dre, you know, and I'm just checking them off the list, and then. You know, and my agent, he was like, he's actually here tonight. He was like, you know, you got the audition, you know, I'll talk to you later. He called me back at 8 o'clock. He was like, they said you ain't come in. Why didn't you come in? I'm like, I told you, I'm nervous. I can't do this, man. So one thing led to another, man. When I found out Gary was attached, you know, I knew how heavily Q was going to be involved. I knew how heavily Dre was going to be involved in this. I just, you know, it was like, go for it. And Dre was there every single day. You know, he was there from the beginning, from you know, and if he wasn't there, he was in the studio.
Talk about when you met Dre. Let's back up, man. You're skipping over some stuff. When you auditioned, you murdered it. You murdered
First
it.
time out the gate.
Murdered it. So much so, Dre's a really quiet dude. He's to himself. You don't see a lot of Dre, and you came to LA to meet with Dre, and what did he do?
We had this private room. Gary was there, Dre was there, and a few friends, and it was this private room in Katana, and we didn't talk about the movie at all. We were just watching the playoffs.
Basketball.
And then at the end of dinner, you know, he pulled out his iPhone and he started passing it around the table, and I'm sitting on the other side like, oh man, like, you know, and it was my audition tape. You know,
Dre was so
it
geeked over his audition, he was passing it around the restaurant to everybody, showing them who's gonna play him. That's how dope his performance was. And for you to go from Broadway and Shakespeare to South Central LA without blinking is a testament to your skill, brother. I can't minimize the props you get at all, man. You
but
really
shout out
did.
to, you know, because this was they were brothers, and I could not have done this. We could not have done this without each other. But, you know, we held each other up. You know, when one was slipping, the other one was there to catch him. You know, and Gary always instilled that in us. Dub instilled that. He was like, you know, you just gotta be there for each other because you can tell, you can see when it's not on. You can see when the chemistry ain't there.
Absolutely.
But these my brothers for real, for life.
No, I understand, and the point that you said, Gary was part of the decision process. You saying whether you wanted to do it or not. How does it feel being a director who's actually behind the scenes, having such a heavy influence upon our culture?
You know, it's interesting. I don't think in those terms. I just I'm always thinking about what's next, and I'm glad that people acknowledge that the work that we put in and in the past. But I'm just always kind of trying to figure out what I'm feeling right now in the present and what I'm going to do next. I respect your opinion on this because you were there. You know, you were there and you tapped into what we were trying to create was the heart. You know, you think NWA, you think gangsta rap, you don't necessarily associate humanity with that genre of music and art. And so the fact that you recognize what these guys put into it and what we were trying to create with the brotherhood, I appreciate that.